welcome to another Secret Influence TV interview. I'm Nick Ronald, and I'm a professional copywriter and the author of the book Secret Influence: Communicate with Creative Power. I'm fascinated by the psychology of influence, and I train people on how to become better influencers, whether that's through copywriting or through speaking, because influencing is one of the most important skills in life, and it's essential for business. If you can't influence your audience, you're not going to be able to get many customers or clients, and you won't be in business for long. You're not going to do well in your career if you can't influence your boss to that promotion. And relationships are always all about influence. So in these interviews, I interview people who inspire or influence. Everyone's got a story or message to tell or expertise to share. And everyone I interview are people who influence, inspire, and share their expertise. So today I'm very excited to have Dee Lana. Dee is the award-winning author of the book Get Stuff Done, and also an amazing productivity system blueprint, which is designed to help people achieve personal excellence and improve productivity. I mean, we all know about procrastination. It's one of the biggest hurdles to getting things done. We're humans are terrible at it. We deliberate things and we put things off and we plan things, but we often put off that the most important step of actually getting stuff done, actually taking action. So Dee she's a speaker, she's a writer, she's a creator and host of a Sunday Lounge live show on Instagram. She's just come back from speaking in Dubai, which we'll talk about. I mean, she is an incredible person. So over to Dee. I'm going to welcome to the show, Dee.
Hey, Nick. Thank you so much for having me today. It's my pleasure to be here. Wow, what an amazing show. I am so proud of you and the way you've been growing this medium. It's just fantastic. It's blowing my mind. We all want to be Nick Ronald when we grow up.
Oh, very kind of you. Well, Dee, it's all about you. So let's start with some questions. We're going to ask a few quick fire questions to get to know you. So,
okay.
as an author yourself, do you have a favorite author or favorite book?
My favorite author, it's a difficult question because I have many, but Maya Angelou would be one of my, at the top there, How the Cage Birds Sing. I know why the cage birds sing.
Okay, I'm aware of that one. I'll just jot it down. And I love books. I'm always reading, so whenever anyone tells me about a new book, I get it and read it.
Fantastic.
Tea or coffee? How do you start your day, or not, or something else? Do you have a favourite?
Tea for me.
Tea person.
Definitely.
Okay.
Or hot water with lemon.
Oh, that sounds very healthy.
I do try.
Do you have a favorite quote?
My favorite quote would be from Barack Obama.
Okay.
If you're ever looking for the answer to something, look within yourself, because you are the answer that you have been searching for. Great.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that. And my last question, I know you just come back from Dubai, and so vacation or staycation? If you had a choice, would you prefer to go abroad for holidays, or are you someone who tends to stay in the UK and weekends?
In another sphere of income, I'm actually an independent travel agent, as you know. So I love to travel. So asking me whether I want to staycation or vacation is a bit difficult because I'm greedy. I like both.
Okay, no, fair enough.
But if I had the choice, definitely a vacation to the sun, somewhere sunny and hot.
Oh, lady of my heart, I'm a sun worshipper, so you're hopefully going to get the sun. And so look, just to start with your book. So your book, Get Stuff Done. What prompted you to write it? Yeah, show your book, dude. So this is Dee's book. I've read it myself.
Get Stuff Done on Amazon now. You can get it on Amazon.co.uk. There, Get Stuff Done. Productivity hacks, so you can do what you love. So the byline tells you why I wrote the book, so that you can buy yourself more time freedom, so that you will have more time to do things that you love with the people that you love. When you have more time freedom, you can get on and do those things that are close to your heart and things that you've been procrastinating and putting off and saying, I'll do it later. But in the book, with my productivity blueprint, why I wrote it is because I was there once. That was me. So disorganized, always procrastinating, trying to write a book for years. I had all the content and the material, but did I ever put it together and actually get it published? No. So finally, and it's a year now, yay, I had my book out. I finally, personally got stuff done and got the book published. And through that, I felt I want to bless other people. I want to help and support other people so they can put their plans, their dreams, their visions, whatever it is that they've been procrastinating about. I'll show you how you can get stuff done and put it into place. And that's why I wrote the book.
Fantastic, and I think there's definitely, like I say, a need for it, because I'm terrible at procrastinating. I love writing lists, and I feel
Yes.
I feel good, I've achieved something, but actually I think a lot of it's just putting off things by
lots of lists.
I'm a list person. So get stuff done. Who's it aimed at? I mean, who's your market? Is it
my niche market? Initially, my niche market is for business women, entrepreneurs, women like myself who can relate to me, mothers, wives, even single women, and any woman that has that passion in her or talent that wants to excel and wants to show the world what they've got right now. And that was part of the reason why I created Sweet Women's Business Network, so that we could support each other and bring out the talent within us. Everybody's got some talent or story within them that needs to be told. And maybe they just need that little bit of encouragement or pointed in the right direction, just to support each other. But I am not limited it to just women. We do love men too, so it can be helpful for everyone around the world, any entrepreneur, any business-minded person who's ready right now to stop procrastinating. I have the special secret to help you stop procrastinating and put all your plans into action.
Why? So on procrastination, Dee, why do you think why do we procrastinate? Why do we not get stuff done? Why do we put things off? Why do we plan and then often just don't take the important step of action and actually get moving things forward? Why is it, do you think? What's your thoughts?
One of the main reasons is fear of failure. Fear of failure. None of us want to fail at what we do. When we start a project or something that we're doing, we want it to succeed. We want to look good at what we're doing. We want to look excellent and professional. We want people to look at us with a good eye and say, wow, fantastic. Yeah, put us on a pedestal and congratulate us and give us accolades and all that. But you don't want to step out in front of the whole world and then look foolish or fail or not succeed in what you're doing. So you start to give yourselves excuses why we shouldn't start yet. We start to build up those excuses, tell ourselves, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next month, I'll do it when everything's perfect, I'll do it when I've got, and these excuses start to pile up and they start to really, you believe these excuses, and so you never get started.
It's true. I can connect with that. And the other thing is, so I know that you've just come back from Dubai, and how did that come about? And tell us a bit about your speaking. So, as well as writing is obviously one. As a copywriter, I always promoting writing is a great way to share a message. But obviously, the way you're speaking. So, how did your speaking gig in Dubai? How did that come about? How did that go? Tell a bit about it.
Well, in order to tell you about that, I have to take you back to before I got the book published, and when I was procrastinating and not knowing which way to turn to put all the content that I had written down, lots of bits and pieces here and there. And I was very fortunate to be introduced to a lovely couple called Harris Adines and Lily Petrascu from Speakers Are Leaders, who were at the time training people to be world-class speakers. And also, Lily has her brand for speakers for those who are interested in writing a book. And I was just over the moon that, yay, I'm in the right place with the right people who understand me. And with the collaboration with Lily and myself, I was able to publish this book, Get Stuff Done. So I went on from there to be able to, I felt, well, now I've got the book, well, I want the world to see it. It's not just, it's no worth having the book and I don't do anything with it. And so from there, I was able to get speaking engagements through Harry. And that was how Dubai came about. And I was able to go to Dubai. We were supposed to go to Ireland this year in March, just to say, but because of COVID and lockdown, unfortunately, that engagement was postponed indefinitely. We don't know if it will ever come about again. But luckily for us, now the one in Dubai came up in last month in November, and we were able to go safely, even with the COVID restrictions, everything in place. We were able to go, and I was able to speak on stage. And I'm so super excited to have met some powerful, influential women of business and industry, and they just blew my mind away. And we all spoke on the stage regarding what we do and promoting ourselves, but also making great relationships and connections. It was about the networking and the relationships that I have made for life now. That's the more important thing, is that I've made some really deep, good relationships for life. And the weather was nice too.
Always a perk, always a little bonus. So, I mean, how many people were you speaking in front of? How many? You look quite a large.
Can you repeat that, sir?
How many people were at the event? How many people were you speaking to? Was it?
We were in a room of about 200 people, so it was a big room. It was a lovely room. People were so welcoming. They were so responsive. It was energetic. You had to be in that room to feel the energy, the electric energy, the excitement. The place was on fire. We were just really grateful to be able to actually hold a face-to-face meeting like that in 2020 and still be safe and keep social distancing and wear our masks. And there was sanitization everywhere. You know, we were super sanitized. So it was an amazing room, an amazing atmosphere. And everyone was just so lovely and nice and welcoming. And I think everyone was just happy to be able to get out of the house
No, after the lockdown and the last year, I think the chance to go forward
changed the whole world.
So I think what just shows is that even with the challenges, we have to adapt, and obviously with sometimes you have to take safety precautions, social distance, but things can often still sometimes go ahead. But the networking, I mean, great point there. I think business is all about people. It's people buying, people selling. It's all business is about people, and network is one of the most powerful things we can do. And
absolutely,
I sort of coach some young people who are doing startups, and I say network and connect and use everyone get advice from people, get support from people, whether you're starting a family and friends, building it from there. The business is to an extent community, and where we can connect rather than trying to just or collaborate rather than just compete. I think that's always a more powerful way to move forward. So I think, and this is one reason I do this channel, is so that people can watch and then connect with the people afterwards. And I think connecting is such a powerful tool for growing your brand and growing your business.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And that's why I created the Sunday Lounge Live at 1 p.m. every Sunday. And it grew out of lockdown, and it's been going strong now every Sunday for months. And it was just about connecting with people and sharing your experience, what you're going through this lockdown, what the highs, the lows, and what you find is that we're all going through the similar things, and we can learn off each other and support each other. And that's just what it's about, talking and connecting. So you can find me on Instagram at Dee Lana.
I was going to say, I'll be sharing all Dee's links so you can follow her.
Yes, I was just looking for one more. We'll find it. So also, there's a website, but I can share that with Nick. I'll give that to you.
Yep, and I'll put it below the video.
Fantastic.
So you're doing this sort of like radio show via Instagram, and what gives you the content for that? Is it by talking to other people, and what inspires you for the content? Because I guess for one thing, I think can be quite challenging if you're doing writing blogs regularly or doing a podcast. You've obviously got to plan ahead and always think, that content, think, oh, what am I going to be talking about next week or the week after? So, if you're committed to that weekly sort of radio show on Instagram, you've always got to be having your content planned. But how do you find content? How do you plan it? What do you say?
It's been amazing. It's kind of grown organically for itself. It's like when we started, it was about having a cup of tea or coffee or a glass of water, a beverage of your kind, and we just chill out for 15 minutes and just back and forth, just talk about whatever topic just takes your fancy or is on your heart. But as it's grown, I've started interviewing each and every one of my ladies within my Sweet Network group. So now I'm spotlighting their achievements and their love, whatever talent they have to give us. And it's really growing. It's going really well. So I've done about 2 now, and this Sunday will be the 3rd one. And I'm just going to continue till I finish the whole line. I've got a lot of ladies to get through, but I'm really enjoying spotlighting and just let them take the spotlight and talk about themselves and what they do and where we can connect with them and how they can help people. So it's just growing from there, and it's amazing. It's great. And
you mentioned your network of ladies. Tell me briefly about that. That sounds quite.
The SWEET is an acronym for Sisters with Entrepreneurial Excellence and Talent.
Lovely.
And it was born out of, like I said, I just felt I knew a group of women who were very talented, had different sets of skills, and nobody knew where they were or how to get hold of them. So I formed a group so that we can showcase ourselves, and you can highlight what you do, and people can see you and know how to get hold of you and contact you and connect with you. And it just grew from there, really, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. We have a newsletter, and we also we've held events for ourselves in the good old days when you could still do face-to-face events. But now we do on Zoom.
Wow, and do you miss the face-to-face? I mean, things are changing. I think the online will always be, a bigger part of our lives. But are you looking forward to that time we can do live events again in the UK?
Yes. What I'm looking forward to is being able to have the choice. Whether you Zoom or you meet face-to-face, it should be a choice. It should be up to you to decide whether you want to step out and meet face-to-face or have the alternative of being in exactly the same meeting but on Zoom. So there you go. I'm 50-50. I'm for and against. I can see the argument from both sides. So I mean, there's always a pro to meeting people face-to-face, but in this day and age where we have to be extra careful and, maybe for now, Zoom is the way to go, or other forms of online meeting which are out there.
I miss the face-to-face. I'm very much face-to-face. I think the point is we have to adapt and innovate, and
we have to.
Not changing as life is, and there's going to be a new normal, which I think we will have live events again, but inevitably more online.
We will have more live events. We'll get used to them. But for now, I think we've all become techno gurus.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. We've had to learn.
What we didn't know about Zoom and Facebook and whatever you can put together on Instagram Live and what have you, we are now experts. But it's also, like you said, I agree. It is good to get out there and press the flesh, but also like we're doing here today, because we may not physically be able to actually be in the same room. So here we are.
So I mean, so the last sort of thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to share some tips of your expertise about getting stuff done. But just before I do that, I want to give a little shout out to the #1 Copywriting Community, because this has been shared live in our group. It's my private Facebook group, but if you're interested in learning right influence, I share regular tips, and it is there to have everyone in the group become better copywriters, because copywriting is one of the best ways and most essential ways to build your brand and grow business. With website copy, social media copy, emails, we're always writing, we're always talking, always writing. So #1 Copywriting Community, little shout out there. And also just to say that Lily, who he mentioned, I'm interviewing her live this Wednesday, so in a couple of days' time, which is exciting. And she's a branding and marketing expert, so she'll be sharing her tips and knowledge about how to grow your brand and an expert marketer. So, Dee, could you share some tips about, you're obviously someone who is getting stuff done because you've got a lot of things up high, some exciting plans. Yeah, can you share some tips for people who are procrastinating, perhaps how they can be more productive, start making some changes?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. So from my book, Get Stuff Done, if you can see it, oops, there it is. I better hold it properly. I've been told how to hold the book. There we go. Yay, there it is. Get Stuff Done, productivity hack, so you can do the things that you love. I created a productivity blueprint. And from that blueprint, I have 3 pillars of productivity, which I'd like to share with you today, if you will. So the first pillar of productivity is planning. So in planning, you utilize multiple modes of time planning, ensures a more resilient data store. When one medium crashes or becomes temporarily unusable, the damage to your time efficiency ought to be negligible at best or minor at worst. Diaries must constantly guide you down the path of productivity and progress. So those are the ways in which you can plan. You can have a diary, either a manual one, a physical one that we're used to, or a digital one. But you must be able to, it must be a medium that you can easily retrieve and know where it is and where you've put all your plans. So that brings us nicely to the second pillar of productivity, which is prioritizing. Productivity is a results-oriented realm. However, all endeavors that require positive results are achievable by anyone whose heart is in the right place. It goes without saying that success comes down to knowing your priorities. Keep in mind the things that matter the most. Give them the top priority. Devote your energy, time, and resources to the things that are most important to you, and all else will have to wait. So when you have all your plans in place and you prioritize them, the next step is in the productivity pillar is performance or taking action. So now that you've got all your ducks in a row, you want to take action. Success in terms of excellent performance or results comes down to efficient and decluttered mental processing. It's never too late to acquire the motivation for time management and being organized. The ability to take action now is a success deciding factor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. Well, that's some pretty powerful tips there for getting stuff done, being more productive. And I think in some ways, it's easier than ever with technology because we can, I love lists and physical lists and I pin them up everywhere. But, we do a lot of apps and software and tools we can use to give us notifications, remind us and schedule. So I think, there's a lot of little help we can get with technology on that side too. So that's the end of our interview. It's from Seek Influence TV. We've got another interview coming up on Wednesday and we're having one every week. If you enjoyed this talk and you want to learn some more tips, you want to empower yourself by listening to influencers, you want to be inspired, you want to hear other stories, then subscribe to this channel. Thank you, Dee, for speaking to me today. I've really enjoyed it, and of course we'll speak again soon.
Thank you, Nick. I've really enjoyed it too. It's been my pleasure. I look forward to us collaborating in the future. Take care. Be safe.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.